Canine scent detection is something that's fun and easy to do with your dog. Not only that, it's useful to your community. Whether you do narcotics detection, human remains detection, or explosives, all of the training methods are the same, just the substance you're targeting is different. With canine scent detection, any room can become a training room and any device can become the training device. So it's easy to train in all kinds of weather and all kinds of conditions. Your scent devices can be as simple as Tupperware boxes, wooden hide boxes, funnels, any kind of an object that will cover the item from sight but allow the scent to permeate through drilled holes or cut holes, etc. When you're training your dog for canine scent detection, the most important thing is to find out what it takes to get your dog motivated to work. Some dogs work for food, some for tug toys, others have high ball drive. Whatever you use, you need to make sure it fits the end goal of what you have in mind. With scent detection, most agencies prefer that the dog has what's called a passive alert, which would be a sit or a down or some passive signal to show they found the article. An aggressive alert would be dogs that bark or dig or try to get at the object and is in most cases less desirable for scent detection. So with that in mind, I prefer to use food for scent detection because it keeps the dog working calmer than his favorite tug toy, for example. I want the dog to work calmly and methodically, and I want the reward to be calm as well so that we can go back to working right away. Once we've decided what our reward will be for the dog, it's important that you understand your timing has to be perfect. The more correct you can time your reward with the desired behavior, the faster your dog will learn. Many people use clickers, some use a marker word such as yes, other people use more vague terms like good boy or good girl, which don't really indicate to the dog what the good behavior was. If we're going to use a command for the search such as seek, then the praise word should be good seek after we've marked the desired behavior. It's also important to remember that the dog always ends on a successful note. So when training is not going well or the dog isn't figuring out the problem, it's important to take a step back to something the dog was successful at so that the dog can end on a successful note. When setting up for your training, it's important to remember scent contamination in your samples. You don't want anyone or anything to touch the scent objects or the boxes that are quote, hot boxes, are find boxes. They need to be scent protected, so it's important to wear gloves when working with them and setting your training. In the initial stages of training, we call it scent imprinting. We're going to bring a puppy around throughout the room to all the different types of samples. With scent detection, it's important that the dog see the scent sample in many different situations and many different conditions. Just because the dog can identify the scent in one of these black boxes doesn't mean the dog can generalize and find the scent hidden in a car bumper. So we begin with small steps and progress through our training and through our scenarios. We're going to lead a puppy around the room, and every time it accidentally happens on the correct scent, we're going to mark the behavior and we're going to reward the dog immediately. And you'll see in a very short period of time, the dog begins to recognize what it is we're looking for.
Yes, yes.
20-week-old Hovevart puppy that we're going to do scent imprinting with.
Yes, you're a good girl. Yes. Yes. Yes, you're a good girl.
Very nice.
Yes. Yes. Good seek. Good seek. Yes. Yes. Good seek. Yes. Yes, good seek. Yes. Yes. So we can begin chaining together her command with the behavior by giving her praise words. Research shows us that dogs don't have a concept of time the same way that we do. Whether we give them the command and then praise them for the command is the same to them as if they offer the behavior and then we praise them with the command. So if I say sit, good seek, and the dog does, and I say good sit, it's the same to the dog as if the dog sat on its own and I said good sit and rewarded the dog. So by beginning to chain the command to the behavior, she begins to learn good seek, a working term. And now she's looking just for the treats, so we give her a minute to get back to work. And again, it's important not to pressure her. Good seek, or beat her up with a lot of commands telling her what to do at this age because she doesn't understand the command yet. It's important that she works independently and finds the solution to begin chaining the reward command. And without making her smell the right samples, we give her every opportunity to be successful.